Hello, how are you? Vladimir Ribakov here, and welcome to my weekly Forex and the rest of the markets review for the week starting of 20 to 25th of May. First of all, thank you very much for your time watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it useful. If you do, please show your support back, hit the like button, leave your feedback on the comment section. It will be very much appreciated. Your support back, my motivation to keep and recording that for you and keep providing you with these videos. On Monday I will be publishing the weekly review in the PDF version, so just come back and check on a section of the comments or in the description. I will post the link for the PDF version of the weekly review right there, or just follow my newsletter for the emails with the updates once it's ready. If I don't cover any of the instruments you are interested in, please let me know on the section below, and I will do all I can to reply you as soon as possible and cover that for you. Just please mention the pair name, the instrument name, and the time frame you are interested in. Just please do me a favor, not like 5 minutes or anything like that, okay? So previous week was a wonderful week. We got the moves that we were looking for, we were waiting for, and majority of the pairs are approaching exactly to the places where we wanted. So for all those of you who were riding these trades, these trends, and sent the feedback, thank you very much for that. I was, well, very honored to read all the feedbacks I got on the email this week, so thank you once again for that. And I'm very proud to hear that I'm useful for that, so I hope to be useful on the coming week as well. Let's start with the euro dollar, which is approaching to the level that we wanted. First of all, the 38.2 of the weekly cycle is reached. Congratulations. It's great time to cash out, if not fully, then at least partial. Now we take a look on the daily chart, and we can learn that this pair is building up a special cycle. Those of you who count Elliott waves can find here some classical five wave count. Now this area starts to be critical. Anything around the 117 down to 115, which is my critical zone personally, it starts to be like a possible buy area. This is the level I want to see cleaned, so slowly I want to see that reaching there, and there we can definitely start look for the reversals. So the euro dollar remain short. Our plan was and remains to sell the rallies. We got this rally during the week. We got a beautiful sell with the bearish hidden divergence that the euro dollar formed for us, and from this beautiful psychological zone that we can see, the blue line, the blue zone, right? By the way, everyone asked me what are these zones. These zones are coming in Crystal Ball. They were coming also in the Scorpio, but Scorpio not available currently. These are available in the Forex Crystal Ball for those of you who are interested, of course. Now, the turnaround will happen at the moment we start to see false breaks, right, and higher highs. At the moment we get that, we can start talking about the possible reversal. Meanwhile, the pair is expected rallies and slowly go lower. We do need to pay attention to the news of this week. It starts slow because we have the day off, the holiday in the banks across Europe and in Canada. Then we have the inflation report in Britain, but these are basically where it starts to be interesting. The CPI in Britain, then the FOMC meeting minutes in Wednesday. On Wednesday, then we have the speech from Carney and the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. This is very important one to pay attention to. That could be effective. The next pair on the list is the pound versus the dollar. Remained bearish. Our plan was and remains looking for the sells. The closer we get to 132, the stronger the pressure will start to be on the bullish side. Oh wow, how many lines here? Let's remove that. We are now currently dancing on the 38.2. The way I see that, it's one straight move, right? The way I see that, we should get moving closer to the 50%. I would want to see this area cleaned, and from there we can start talking about buys. So meanwhile, the idea for the pound dollar is sell rallies. Every rally we get, if it's to the range, right? If we get the rallies to here or to here, we are after sells. If we break the range, then of course it's sell rally with the range as the protection. Okay, so meanwhile the pound dollar is going good, and we are with it. The euro pound remains bearish for us as well. As for now, the pair is holding this top. This would be our invalidation zone. As long as we are below that, we should be looking to sell the rallies. And I want to remind you that the euro pound is moving inside, oopsie, here inside this channel. So if we get rallies, we should be looking actually for sells. This is the plan for the euro versus the pound. Now, another interesting pair on the list is actually the dollar yen. Dollar yen is approaching to a magnificent, if you ask my point of view, zone of a magnet. This was a triple cycle on the 4-hour chart with mini correction, and this is the expansion of it. This is the 61.8 of expansion of the daily. Look at this area. Okay, this is surrounding of the 112. Now look at the daily chart and the daily trend line. Do you see where it goes to? Well, that's not really there. This is the place. So the closer we get to 112, the stronger the pressure would be. The pair already starts to form the divergence, so I would not be surprised if we get any pullbacks. They should keep taking the pair towards this zone, and the closer we get to 112, the stronger the pressure would be on the sell. And this is exactly what I would want to see. Slowly climbing there, taking the trend line, breaking the trend line, and sell the rallies. That would be my plan for the dollar versus the yen, and I think it starts to be very, very interesting. Euro versus the Australian, this pair basically continuing its momentum. It's making here a beautiful channel to the downside, so for us, rallies to be sold. The first target, the first destination of the last leg here, it was a triple cycle. Now this on the last leg we reached the 50%, so after pullbacks I would not be surprised to see that keep going lower. So the pair is currently making this channel, okay, and if we go and do the duplications for it to find the possible targets, this should be our zone that we will be looking at. Okay, so rallies, and we are after sells basically, and the rallies could take us towards, well, first of all, it can do something like that. It can take us slightly higher to this. We have another channel here. Take a look. Okay, another channel breakout. You can see we are moving basically very, very structured in this pair. Please note, it was a channel before, it was a channel before, it was a channel after. Okay, very, very well structured pair in that kind of period, and that's why this is the best currently situation for this pair to follow the clear borders from the tops and from the bottoms. Rallies, we are after sells. Ideal scenario would be if we get rallies and we get some bearish hidden divergence here, which means lower highs on the chart, higher highs on the histogram of the MACD, and to be after sells right after that. Euro Kiwi is another interesting pair. We are on top of the daily range, and this double cycle is forming for us the divergence here. on the 4-hour chart we got the trend line. The last trend line broken was this. Now we are after the big trend line breakout, right? So and also very interesting scenario was on the 1-hour chart, pardon, here with the head and shoulders pattern breakout. So if we get the rallies, I think we are after sells. And for me, as long as the top of the shoulders holds, this would be the invalidation. As long as that holds, we are after sell rallies. Another interesting pair that we, well, first of all, that was a Kiwi, my favorite, right? It paid superb, but now we need to pay attention to the 50% of the triple double. This was a triple, this is a double. 50% bearish hidden divergence. It's time to make profits. So enjoy your profits, let it correct itself. We would like to see 2 waves pull back and buys. The best pullbacks would be, of course, to the Fibonacci retraces, at least of the last leg. This is the zone where we want it to be corrected, or to the full view, which is right here. We also have the trend line to follow, so the closer we can get to the trend line, the better the buys would be for the Aussie versus the Kiwi from that moment. New Zealandian dollar is another pair I have on my list, and the New Zealandian dollar is basically very interesting. Why? Because we are now bouncing on the 0.68, which is the bottom of the weekly range. Is that all for this pair? I'm doubtful. I think we are going lower. And the reason I think we are going lower is because if you take a look on a daily chart, take a look on these cycles. This is where it should offer the target. Now look on the development. This was a small move down and then a big move down. The second leg is small move down and a big move down. Now look how it was finalized. Okay, take a look on this part. Move down, a little retrace, another move down with a false break. And that's what I think is going to happen here. Move up, another move down with a false break, and then big rally. So to trade that, we want to see the rallies moving us, creating for us some kind of double wave back to this area, right? Or maybe even brutally to here, and from there I think we should be looking for further sell. This is another wonderful opportunity from my point of view. Commodities, gold is reaching the 1280, and it could dance anywhere in between 1280 to 1260. We can see, you can see here it's currently holding it. It can slowly dance here, recreate some kind of divergence here, and to create the turn around. So in between 1280 to 1260, I would be looking for buy opportunities. The best buy opportunities would be if we can get the lows, false breaks, right? Divergence, of course, right? And then marking the trend line, creating higher highs, and looking for buys. Meanwhile, the short term should still try and push it lower as long as this trend line holds. Silver, same story. I'm not going to cover that. The next one on the list would be the oil. Now, oil is on critical zone above 70. This is a huge pressure from the weekly divergence right here. This is the double cycle. This is the divergence, right? Now, on a daily, it's a cycle by itself with a divergence right here. So what we want to start and see is the break of the last lows. Once we get the break of the low, we can then sell rallies. As long as it is dancing around this, it can keep creating for us some false breaks, and we would be looking for further lows to be created and sell the rallies. Don't rush into this one. Give it the time to create itself. Once it will, it should be awesome. Don't rush into this one. As per indices, nothing new, not even interesting currently. Still want to see the DAX going, breaking its trend line and breaking the lows. And if it happens, we are after sales. Meanwhile, completely neutral, at least from my point of view. One stock I want you to pay attention to is the Deutsche Bank, which is about to break the previous low, but you need to pay attention to the weekly chart. Well, let's start with the monthly chart. The monthly chart is triple cycle and creating for us critical low around the psychological area of 10, 9. Weekly is a cycle by itself, taking us to the same area with a divergence. And the daily is a cycle by itself. This is a special cycle. So from my point of view, this is about to clean here and to start a big turnaround. Mark this trend line. Once it makes this low and breaks, look for massive buys. Should be amazing. And cryptos, we are now on a beautiful situation. The bullish divergence is formed. Now we should be looking for the trend lines breakout, but mainly for change of momentum. This is the ripple, so we will want to see that changing the momentum by making higher highs and then pullbacks and buys. Don't rush into that. It's building it up. We know how it works with the cryptos currently, at least. The momentums are coming up normally after a few fake attempts, then boom, it bombs. So let it form itself, let it create itself, and once it does, it should be amazing. Another one on the list is the Bitcoin, of course. How can we be without Bitcoin, right? We want to see that breaking this beautiful trend line, making the higher highs, and then buy the retraces. Okay, and I say we should wait because it can keep creating lows, maybe another low, and then the breakout happens and we expect the rally. Okay, same with the Ethereum, Litecoin, which I like. If we manage to break this trend line and create higher highs, we can start looking for the buys. Can go over and over and over of all of them. Of course, no need, because the idea is the same and they are pretty much using the same momentum at this stage. That will be all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit your like button and show your support back. Leave your feedback. It's very, very much appreciated. Feel free to share the video with anyone who you believe can use that in his or her favor and have a benefit by watching that. And that's all. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your weekend and I wish you a wonderful trading week. Remember, Monday is bank holiday, so the volatility might be low. Please note, on the next weekend I will not be able to create a weekly review. I will be away for my club meeting of the Traders Academy Club. I'm looking forward for that, to meet all our guys. It's gonna be amazing. And that's all. Thank you very much for once again for watching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks from now. And those of you who are in the academy, in the live trading rooms, if you're not yet in the academy, on the link below you have, or on the description below, you have the 7 days trial. Join us, see how it goes, see how the live rooms can contribute to your trading, and I hope you will find it useful. Thank you once again for your time. I wish you all the best. I'm Vladimir Ribakov. Enjoy.